Welcome to a new episode of Utah Business Spotlight. I'm honored to have the President and CEO of MityLite, Mr. John Dudash, with me today. John, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sam, for having me.
For those of us who are unfamiliar with MityLite, give us a Reader's Digest version of who MityLite is.
Well, MityLite's a local manufacturer of durable, portable tables and chairs. First created product for the church, and then from there expanded into hotels, public assembly, and now most every convention center and arena of any size has our product in it.
All over the world.
All over the world.
So longevity, that's one of your key successes, obviously a 30-year anniversary coming up. What has been maybe the key to that, your organization's success, John?
Well, first and foremost, it would be flexibility. If we tried to stay a table manufacturer for 30 years, it probably wouldn't happen. We divested into chairs, into dance floors, into a number of other product categories, and expanded the channels of trade that we operated in, and that allowed us to stay relatively recession-proof.
And what differentiates your product from your competition?
The product itself, quality. Our product was adopted by all of these major channels because it lasts longer, it's lighter, and it just does a better job for their needs. In terms of the customer experience, we're differentiated because people like doing business with MityLite. We're friendly, we are a very high quality of service, and the customer can't get a better experience than doing business with MityLite. You
and I have known each other for years, and it's been my pleasure. What did MityLite look like 5 years ago? It was a table company. Over half of its revenue came from a single product, our iconic plastic ABS table. It was our cash cow. It was everything that made us who we are. And what we decided to do was change our business definition. We didn't want to be just a table company. We wanted to be a furniture company for key channels of trade, lodging, public assembly, and higher education primarily. So we decided to branch out. We decided to go into other spaces like dining areas and meeting areas, and we developed product to address those needs. Outstanding. You've been a major employer in the state of Utah for many, many years. What do you do to continually attract and retain top talent in the state? What's your secret, John? There's no secret, Sam. It really is just a great working environment, I believe. We have a lot of fun. We're growing. You know, success always spawns success. So top people want to be in an organization that has a vision and has a future. And because we do, and because we've demonstrated that we do, we're able to get top talent. In fact, we're hiring even as we speak, and if you go to our website, MityLite.com, you'll find not only our great product selection, but a variety of openings that we're currently searching for right now. You're big in the community, MityLite and John Dudash, the person. Talk to us a little bit about your scholarship programs. We have employed a program over the last couple of years that really dovetails into two different disciplines. The first is for the labor force. We want people to get certified in mid to high level management on the factory floor and to aspire to be more than just a line operator. And we also have an MBA program that we have people in right now through BYU that allows us to develop top level management. Both of those programs are subsidized 100% by MityLite. With satisfactory passing grades. So it's something we feel very strongly about, and we're going to continue working with local universities like UVU and BYU to develop even more talent for what is undoubtedly going to be a very strong future for MityLite. There aren't many manufacturing jobs in Utah in general, much less in Utah County. This is developed into a tech, banking, mining type town, very successfully, but that's kind of the direction it's going. And we're one of the few really broad-based manufacturers that require trained labor, welders, plumbers, key skilled labor force that is very difficult to get without us helping with the training program. Why have you kept it in Utah County where you could take it to Delta, Utah? You could take it to West Jordan. Why have you kept it in Utah County? Well, the workforce is tremendous. I mean, the people we do get, the culture that's down there, and then the culture within the organization is no amount of money or convenience would replace that. It would take 30 years. And you can't underestimate the loyalty
and the love people have for this company. And that transcends me, and it transcends any human being in that business. MityLite is an entity all to itself that engenders a ton of emotion, all positive, and you can't take that away from that county. I would never live to see the fruit of that decision, if there was even going to be any. Utah County is a great place to build a business. It's a great community to grow up in and live in, and it's a great place to move into if you're coming from out of state and would like a job with a company. You know, a company like MityLite would be a good one to look at.
And I know our listeners would be very interested in the charities that you team up and you support internationally. Talk to us just a moment about that.
I'm glad you asked. This is one of our top initiatives. It's a wonderful opportunity for MityLite and corporate America, frankly, to give back. We've been very fortunate in our success, and so we've developed a program where every year we pick charities that we not only donate money to, but donate time to. The company matches dollar for dollar any donation our employees make, and we have worked with people such as Cause for Hope, which is a charitable organization that goes overseas, mainly America, South America, Central America, Mexico, and helps develop business acumen within the local community so they're self-sustainable, which is something we find very, very important. And this year we're working with disabled veterans locally and building bridges in Africa internationally. So we've decided to be more diverse in giving because we want to help the world at large, but we also want to keep some money and time at home. Most of our employees donate time as well as money, so that when we work with a Habitat for Humanity, which we did last year, or we work with the disabled veterans at the Payson Home this year, we donate our time and work as well. I myself went to Nicaragua 2 years ago and helped build a house with 3 or 4 other employees from our company. And this year we'll go to Africa and build a bridge. Business success is something that gives me great pride. The success we have with our charities is something that's personally fulfilling. One of the great things I've learned about having success in business at every level is that nobody does anything of value alone. It is rare in this life, much less in business, that a single human being has a type of impact on other people that you can have as a group. And I've been very fortunate and very lucky to have surrounded myself with terrific people. Success in business, in my view, is a combination of a very good plan, a very good vision, and then surrounding yourself with the right people to execute it. And if that happens, you will have success. The degree of success is always mitigated and influenced by circumstance, by things outside of your control. But generally speaking, if you have a good plan and good people to execute it, you're going to win.
If there's a young man, young lady out there today aspiring to be a leader at UVU, at BYU, at the University of Utah, Utah State, one of our many institutions here, what advice does John Dudash give them?
Wow, that's a great question. One of the things that was taught to me, not told to me, about halfway through my career was you'll never ever replace humility. Hubris is maybe the greatest pitfall of all leaders, is they start to believe their own magic. And when the magician believes his own magic, they don't realize what really gets you there. So I think that keeping a calm head, understanding the model that created your success, and having belief in yourself, but not too much belief in yourself, I think that is a great place to build a foundation on.
Well said. What's next for MityLite?
Just keep growing. We are on a very strong acquisition trail. We want to continue our strategy of diversification. We don't want to be a lodging company. We transitioned from a table company to a table, chair, and other product company. Now we're going to transition from a few key channels of trade to many, many channels of trade, and continue to take Mighty Incorporated, which is our parent company, to greater heights, and put more businesses and brands under that umbrella.
John, talk to us a little bit about your position on the board at the Utah Manufacturers Association. What does that mean to you, and what do you do for them?
Well, it's a relatively new position. I was just named to the board very recently, within the last 3 or 4 months. And it's an advisory board and a lobbying organization for all Utah manufacturers, and allows us to get favorable legislation passed. It allows us to be, again, a good corporate citizen within the state of Utah, and to be an advocate for manufacturing in the state of Utah. Manufacturing jobs in this country, I think everybody would agree, have suffered over the last 30 years, and yet it's the backbone of our society. We have to continue to have that flourish. We have to continue to have it flourish in Utah, and the purpose of the entire board is to make that happen, and I'm just one piece of that puzzle.
John Dudash, President and CEO of MityLite in Orem, Utah, and one of Utah County's largest employers, has been my guest today. Look forward to next week with a new episode of UB Spotlight. Thank you again, John.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Sam.
it, brother.
Thanks for having me.